We all talk about AI living in the cloud, right? This kind of magical, weightless thing made of pure code. But what if I told you that's not the whole story? Not even close. Today, we're going to get our hands dirty and dig into the physical, grounded, very real secret behind AI.
Yeah, this quote nails it. It lives in physical buildings. I mean, think about it. Every single time you ask an AI a question or generate an image, you're firing up a signal that travels to a very real, tangible, power-guzzling building packed with humming hardware. So the real question isn't just what AI is, but who owns the buildings where it lives?
To really get this, we have to wrap our heads around a concept called the physical internet. Seriously, just forget the fluffy white cloud for a minute. Instead, picture this massive, sprawling network of actual fiber optic cables under the ground, servers whirring in racks, and gigantic power grids. And the absolute beating heart of all of this? Data centers. These are the nerve centers where our entire digital world gets stored and processed.
So why did these specific buildings become so darn important? To understand that, we actually have to rewind the clock a bit, back to a huge problem that almost stopped the internet before it really got going. It's called the interconnection problem.
Back in the day, the internet had this grand promise, right? Connect everyone. But the reality? Oh, it was a mess. It wasn't one big network. It was a bunch of separate, private networks that didn't really talk to each other. Trying to send data from one to another was a nightmare. It was slow, super expensive, and created these massive bottlenecks. It was basically a constant, globe-spanning digital traffic jam. What the world desperately needed was some kind of neutral territory, a digital Switzerland, if you will, a common meeting place where all these different networks could just plug into each other and exchange traffic easily. And, whenever there's a huge problem like that, there's usually a huge opportunity waiting. And that brings us to our main character today, a company called Equinix. They didn't just solve this problem. They used the solution to build an incredible, almost unbreachable fortress in the tech world. We're talking about their data center moat. So Equinix popped up in 1998, right in the middle of the dot-com boom. Their big idea was, shockingly simple. Let's be that neutral meeting place. They rent out space, that's called co-location. But their real secret sauce from day one was interconnection, physically plugging one customer's network directly into another's. Oh, and by becoming a special type of real estate company called a REIT, they unlocked access to mountains of cash to just keep building. And this business model is exactly how they built what investors call a moat, like a real castle moat. It's this set of powerful advantages that makes it incredibly difficult for anyone else to even try to compete. So what's this moat made of? Well, it's got 4 huge pillars. First, these insane network effects. Because they have all the networks, everyone else has to be there too. It's the party everyone wants to be at. Second, location, location, location. They snatched up prime real estate right next to major internet hubs. Third, their ecosystem is just unmatched. They have direct on-ramps to every single major cloud provider: Amazon, Google, Microsoft, you name it. And finally, and this is a big one, once you move your gear in, it is a massive pain to leave. The switching costs are just enormous. And when we talk about network effects, just look at this number. Over 10,000 customers. We're talking everybody who's anybody, all the big cloud players, all the internet providers. The more people that join, the more valuable it becomes for everyone else. It's a powerful cycle that's made them pretty much the most important digital meeting place on the entire planet. Okay, so Equinix builds this unshakable fortress, this incredible moat, perfectly designed for the internet as we knew it. They're sitting pretty. And then, bam! Something new comes along, something that changes all the rules and creates demands that are just on a completely different level. Of course, I'm talking about AI. And you have to understand, AI isn't just another app on your phone. It is a totally different beast, a fundamental shift in how computing even works. The basic things AI does, training these massive models and then using them to get answers, they are just unbelievably hungry for data, for power, and for specialized hardware. We've literally never seen anything like it. I mean, the difference is just staggering. A regular website, it can handle a little bit of lag, it uses a normal amount of power, but AI workloads? Whoa, they need insane amounts of power for all those GPUs. They are super sensitive to delays, every millisecond counts, and the amount of data they chew through is just astronomical. And all that data creates this really cool effect called data gravity. It's a great name. Think of data like a planet. The more massive it gets, the stronger its gravitational pull becomes. It gets so big and heavy that it's way, way easier and cheaper to bring your computers to the data rather than trying to move all that data to your computers.
And this right here, this is the plot twist. This is where that moat that Equinix spent decades building for the old internet suddenly becomes the absolute, can't live without it, backbone for the entire AI revolution.
So, how does it all fit together? How does this old school fortress perfectly solve the brand new, crazy problems that AI is creating? Well, it turns out it's a perfect match. Let's break it down. 1. Latency. Their direct, private connections are way faster than the public internet, which is absolutely critical for AI. 2. Data gravity. Remember that? Their data centers are everywhere, so companies can put their AI computers right next to their massive data sets. Problem solved. 3. Power. Their facilities are already built to handle immense power loads, and now they're adding things like liquid cooling for those ridiculously hot AI chips. And 4. Flexibility. Because they're neutral, they're the perfect place for companies that want to use AI from Amazon and Google and Microsoft all at the same time, without getting locked in.
But look, being the king of AI infrastructure is not a walk in the park. This new era brings a whole new set of massive challenges, and they've got to be really smart about what comes next. I mean, for starters, the big cloud giants themselves are trying to compete. Then there's the power issue. AI is so energy hungry that sustainability is a huge, huge deal. Plus, they have to keep pouring billions into building new sites, all while navigating tricky global politics. So their game plan has to be about deeper partnerships, innovating in green energy, and really leaning into this whole new world of distributed AI at the edge. So as AI continues to completely reshape our world, it leaves us with this one kind of fascinating question to think about. We all see the amazing software, we interact with the algorithms, but maybe, just maybe, the real lasting power doesn't belong to the people writing the code, but to the company that literally owns the ground the entire revolution is being built on.